Welcome to the Explainer. Look, if you've got fuel running through your veins, you are absolutely in for a treat today. We're looking at a machine that brings pure, aggressive, MotoGP-inspired energy straight to the streets. The highly anticipated 2026 KTM RC 390 is finally on the horizon, and let me tell you, it promises to be the ultimate sub-400cc track weapon. We've gathered all the latest insights, owner reviews, and spec sheets to give you the absolute most comprehensive breakdown possible, so let's get right into it. Okay, let's dive into this and take a quick look at our roadmap. First up, we'll meet the RC 390. Then we'll get under the fairing for the specs, check out the tech and rider aids, and look at the real-world experience. After that, a showdown, RC 390 versus Duke, and finally, the final verdict. All right, Section 1, meet the RC 390, Racing DNA. So KTM heavily drew inspiration from their dedicated track weapon, the RC8C, and their Moto3 machines, wrapping the whole shebang up in those iconic factory racing colors. It's stunning. As one reviewer totally hit the nail on the head, it's a track machine even when standing still. From that redesigned front end with a single-pod LED headlight to the mesh pattern exhaust tip that just oozes MotoGP vibes, this bike demands attention. And the aerodynamic design? It features a single-piece fairing and revised air intakes that literally slice right through the wind. But you know, it's not just about looking the part, right? Let's talk handling. A massive structural upgrade here is the new split-type, bolt-on subframe trellis chassis. This frame alone is 1.5 kilograms lighter than the previous generation. And when you combine that weight savings with lighter bionic alloy wheels and lighter disc brakes, you're drastically reducing the unsprung mass. That means the suspension can react so much faster to the road. The result is just legendary cornering agility. Switching sides on the track or carving up canyon roads feels practically telepathic. Moving right along to Section 2, under the fairing, specs. Now, for those of you who obsess over the mechanical beating heart of a motorcycle, here are your core figures. We're looking at a liquid-cooled 373cc single-cylinder engine, pushing anywhere from 43 to about 47 brake horsepower. But honestly, the real secret sauce here isn't the top-end power. No, it's the 40% larger airbox combined with new engine mapping. This setup drastically improves your mid-range grunt for everyday riding, and it's all packed into a super nimble 172-kilogram package. And because of that fantastic power-to-weight ratio, you are looking at top speeds easily exceeding 160 kilometers per hour. Some tests are even pushing right up toward that 190 mark. Getting there is an absolute joy too, thanks to a slick 6-speed gearbox paired with a slip and assist clutch. What that means for you is that aggressive downshifts going into sharp corners won't lock up your rear wheel. It keeps you incredibly smooth and stable every single time. All right, Section 3, Tech and Rider Aids. You know, it used to be that you had to buy a massive leader-class superbike to get premium electronics. Well, not anymore. Just look at this suite of rider aids. It's really democratizing cutting-edge tech. We've got a full-color, 5-inch TFT display with Bluetooth for your navigation and music. There's ride-by-wire throttle for super crisp response. But the real magic? It's in the safety and performance features. You get motorcycle traction control, a bidirectional quick shifter plus for clutchless up and down shifts, and lean-sensitive cornering ABS, which is a true rarity in this class. It even has a supermoto mode that lets you switch off the rear ABS if you want to slide the bike into corners on a track day. It's a completely premium, connected experience right at your fingertips. Okay, Section 4, the real-world experience. Now, what's really interesting here is how we ground all that marketing hype. The suspension setup on the RC 390 features high-quality WP Apex USD forks and a 10-step adjustable monoshock in the rear. On smooth roads and twisty tracks, this setup is an absolute dream. It's planted, it's stable, and it's super confidence-inspiring. But out on the city street, well, that firm, sport-tuned suspension definitely has a harsh edge. Hit a large pothole or a speed bump, and you are going to feel the jolts. At the end of the day, it's a track bike first and an urban commuter second. So what about the everyday ergonomics? KTM actually made the rider's triangle slightly more forgiving than the older models, and you can even adjust the clip-on handlebars. So yes, a daily commute is totally doable. However, owners are reporting that engine heat and heavy stop-and-go traffic can still be pretty noticeable, even with those dual cooling fans. And if you're planning on bringing a passenger along for the ride, yeah, you might want to think again. The pillion seat is high, it's narrow, and it's incredibly cramped. Make no mistake, this is a solo rider's machine through and through. But here's a pleasant surprise. Despite its aggressive nature, it's surprisingly easy on the wallet at the fuel pump. The certified fuel economy sits right around 29 kilometers per liter. To put that into perspective, that gives you a theoretical range of nearly 400 kilometers on its 13.7-liter tank. So it actually remains pretty practical for your everyday fuel budget. But here is where things get truly fascinating. The RC390 doesn't exist in a vacuum. It shares a garage and its entire engine platform with one of the most popular bikes in the world. Which naturally begs the question, which bike actually reigns supreme in the 390 family? That brings us to Section 5, Showdown, RC390 versus Duke 390. If you're walking into a dealership with a check in hand, you're going to face a serious dilemma. These two machines share the exact same sporty DNA, but they cater to wildly different riding styles. The RC390, that's your track weapon. Its aerodynamic fairings cut the wind at high speeds, and those clip-on bars give you a really committed, tucked-in posture. But take it on a gravel road, and it will absolutely punish you. The Duke 390, on the flip side, is a naked street fighter. It lacks the wind protection, sure, but it offers a wide handlebar, a comfortable upright seating position, and a suspension setup that's way more compliant on light trails, gravel, and long-distance tours. And what makes this choice so incredibly agonizing for buyers is that they sit at nearly the exact same price point. We're talking roughly $5,900 US, or around 3.5 lakh rupees in India. The maintenance intervals are identical, and the reliability on KTM's 390 platform is well proven across the board. So your decision isn't about budget at all. It's entirely about your identity as a rider. Let's wrap this up with Section 6, the final verdict. So the crucial point is this. Step 1, if you want a versatile machine that can handle the daily commute with comfort, tackle long weekend highway tours, and even survive light off-road gravel paths without breaking a sweat, the 390 Duke is for sure the smarter, more adaptable choice. But step 2, if you are completely obsessed with carving corners, hitting apexes on track days, and you want that aesthetic and aerodynamic feel of a purebred sports bike, well, the RC390 is absolutely unmatched in this segment. It all really comes down to what makes your heart beat faster. Are you the type of rider who looks at a twisty canyon road and just wants to get your knee down? Or do you look at a map and wonder where the road ends? Essentially, are you ready to race or are you ready to tour? Think about it. Thanks for joining us for this explainer, and we'll catch you on the next one.